Carolina couldn't complete the largest comeback in school history, falling to FSU 31-28. UNC brought its D game to Tallahassee, and the Tar Heels still had a chance to win on the last possession. Ultimately, there was just too many mistakes from coaches and players to dig themselves out of the hole they put themselves in. I don't think this was a trap game in the sense that North Carolina overlooked Florida State. All week, the players and coaches said that this was the most talented team they would face up to this point, and that the Seminoles were better than the record indicated. If anything, this is the life of being a top 10 team where the opponents see that number next to your name, and you're going to get their best shot with the hopes of knocking you off. For as bad a start as it was for UNC, FSU also deserves a ton of credit. The Seminoles were ready for primetime, and they took the fight to Carolina early. Going through the three phases, special teams for Carolina continues to be awful. 2 punts blocked in one game is just being outcoached and putting an already spotty defense in horrible situations. At some point, there isn't much correcting, and it's just who you are. Also, it completely changes how you manage a game when you rightfully have no faith in your kicker outside of 35 yards. The bar for special teams is so low. It's don't lose us the game. And right now, Carolina can't even do that. Moving to offense, that unit also underperformed by any standards, and it could have helped to get Sam Howell going downfield early. Michael Carter and Javonte Williams are great backs, but the team relied too heavily on those two when you have a quarterback like Howell who does provide a more balanced attack. In the second half, UNC opened up the offense and success followed. I don't think that was a coincidence. It flatly wasn't a good night from a play calling perspective. Throwing up low percentage fades, burning timeouts on a 2-point conversion, and running the ball in your 2-minute offense are all great examples of how poor of a performance that was from the coaching staff. Lastly, outside of the missed tackles, I don't know if you could fairly expect much more out of this UNC defense with its current personnel. It's like in Game of Thrones where Hodor is holding the door for dear life from the White Walkers. They're going to get through at some point. You just need your offense to capitalize on your stops. Overall, Mac Brown said it best that this team isn't good enough to take a half off. In my opinion, they're somewhere between not ready to compete on the national level and a top 15 team. That's not a bad place to be considering it's a team still well ahead of schedule. I think we'll learn a lot about this UNC team over the next week with how they respond to the loss with an NC State team who, like FSU, is coming in hungry for a signature win.